What is good, everybody? Welcome back to Real Fan Sports. I'm here in the building with Nonpfixion. What's good, baby?
Man, I'm chilling, brother. How about yourself? Well, happy
Hey,
New Year.
Happy New Year. That's right. It is 2024,
2024.
and we're coming up to the NFL playoffs. Week 18.
Yes.
I think
Week
there's
18.
still 5 teams in contention, is what I read earlier. We got some interesting matchup that could determine the fate of themselves or the fate of some other opponents.
Mm-hmm.
It is going to be a banger of a week. We're going to start it off on Saturday. No Thursday or Monday night game. So nothing.
Boo.
Yeah, I agree. So no lives expected to happen on our channel, but who knows? Maybe we'll get excited one day and be like, hey, let's go ahead and rock a game. So make sure y'all have those post notifications on and y'all are subscribed. That way y'all can join us if we do go live. But first up on the docket, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mike Tomlin has done it again. Another year of winning
Lying to
records.
yourselves.
Going up against the Ravens, and the Ravens, my God, they're just so good. But the Ravens don't have to play any starters. So right now, Pittsburgh is favored by 3.5. I mean, the Steelers should win this, right? I mean, I don't even know who the backup is. You want to be honest with the Ravens at quarterback.
I mean,
They've had so many injuries. I don't know.
Running backups?
Yeah, they're running backups for sure. They're running backups.
I mean, but have they said that?
I don't know. They might have. I haven't listened to it. New Year's and everything. I haven't listened to Sports Center much, so but I would assume so. They're clinched. You know, it looks like Lamar locked up the MVP. Shout out Lamar. You know, so it'll be interesting who plays. You know, I doubt OBJ plays. I feel like Zay Flowers still going to get some snaps. I feel like Gus Edwards might still get a couple of snaps, but because of all the injuries they have at running back, there's no telling who they're going to have lined up out there.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if they don't run, then I mean, yeah, it's kind of because Pittsburgh is still playing for their life. They're going to play their hearts out. So I can see Pittsburgh pulling it off. But if they don't sit anybody, it's no way they're winning the game.
Yeah, there's no way in hell. But I think they're sitting. I'm gonna go with the Steelers. I mean, they've been surprisingly doing some good stuff. They played well again with Mr. Rudolph and handled some business last week. Let's see if they can handle the business this week and, you know, keep that little trend going. Najee Harris had a damn good game. Jaylen Warren had a damn good game. Finally, they decided to show up. It took the whole season, but they did it. Well, I'm gonna say Steelers, but I mean, again, that game don't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really, especially in the eyes of the Ravens and Ravens fans. Like I said, if they do sit the Ravens players or the stars of the game for them, then yeah, I can't. It'll be kind of hard to see Steelers not winning it. But hey, we never know. Their backups could be cold.
You never know. But that'll bring us into a fun one on Saturday night at 7:15 between the Texans and the Colts. Texans, Colts, Jags, all tied at 9-7. Right now, the Jaguars are favored, but Texas Colts are right behind them. So this is a matchup that both of these teams want to win. I believe it could turn out whoever wins this will be able to get in as a wild card, while the other team might fall too far out. So this is a big one in many ways for both of these teams. Who do you got?
So we basically the win and write your ticket to the playoffs, huh?
Feels that way.
I do like both teams. I feel bad for Gardner Minshew because he's done so much for this team, so much to get this team to this point to 9-7, and most likely he won't be starting for this team next year because of the rookie. Even though I think they should kind of run with him for a little while, but that's just me. With both teams still trying to fight for their life, I'm gonna go with C.J. Stroud and the Texans. I just want to see. I want to see Stroud break the barriers and get into the playoffs, man.
Me too, man.
You know,
I mean, let the rookie get in there, baby. That's what I want to see. I've loved him throughout this whole entire season. He's dealt with a couple injuries, some concussions. He's dealt with injuries to a bunch of his wide receivers. Running back play has been a little bit down, but Singletary has been playing better. I want the Texans to go ahead and take this one on the main stage at 7:15 p.m. That'll bring us into Sunday. Browns and Bengals. Bengals coming up off a big-time loss against Kansas City Chiefs. They kind of stuck in there for the longest they could, but man, just struggled to score at the end, man. And, man, shout out Jake Browning and all of them, bro. They put in a phenomenal effort. I love what Zach Taylor said after the game. He says, all I can say is that my boys worked their hearts out until the last minute, and that is definitely what they did. So big shout to them. But the Browns, man, they've been playing great. They've been playing some really good football with Jerome Ford, with Flacco, and such. It looks like the Browns will be benching some players as well, especially with Flacco being a little up in age. Some, again, injuries to their running back. Kind of similar situation with the Ravens. They can't go up. They can't go down. They're stuck where they're at. With backups, do you think Bengals win?
With backups, yeah, I think Bengals do win. Because they're for sure going to start starters because they need to win.
Yeah. They still have a slim chance, I believe.
Yeah. So if they can have them above the 500, just even with the one win, it just looks better for them. Depends on how other teams fare throughout that day, most likely. But once again, if Cleveland's sitting their starters, which I don't blame them, 11-5. I don't really necessarily blame them. Bengals will pull out the W.
Yeah. I think Bengals should pull out the W. The only thing I will say is that as many backups that Browns have been going through this whole entire season, it's the defense. I mean, defense is coached very well. They're coached very well in general. Stefanski, who is my coach of the year candidate, I think he should win it. What he's done with this team has been phenomenal. Yeah. I mean, give me Bengals, but I wouldn't be surprised if Browns beat them even with the backups.
Yeah. Same here.
Next up will be Vikings and Lions, and I'll tell you what, I feel bad for the Vikings because these Lions are going to come out hungry Lions because what the NFL did to them on that game, man, it had us both in a whirlwind. I had to just hop off stream. My blood pressure was bad. I was so dang angry at just this because I love this sport so much, and to see it be dictated in follow an agenda that was set by a ref or negligence to a ref, someone that is supposed to be all eyes and ears at all points of the game, and you miss something at the very end, it honestly just makes me infuriated. Lions are going to kill them.
Lions are bringing in all the starters to make a statement, and that's what they need to do. They need to come in and make a statement for the rest of the NFL to see.
Yeah,
Lions with a dub.
Next one up, Jags and Titans, team we talked about a little bit earlier. Jags have the fate of the world in their hands. More than likely, they'll be in playoffs regardless, even with a loss. I think they should still be able to sneak in. But with a win, they go ahead and get themselves a home game. So
that's important.
That's important. Now, we know they've been dealing with injuries. Hasn't been looking all that great. Etienne had a great game this past week. Finally, they started using him.
Finally.
You know, they remembered he's on the roster. That was good. And the Titans, you know, they seem like they're at a loss. They seem like they're at a loss right now. I've even seen some people saying, I believe they're sitting Will Levis, which I found really interesting, but I believe they are. I saw that on Twitter somewhere. Whether or not that was from someone posting false information or not, I didn't look into it. So don't, do your own research. I'm just reporting what I saw. I want the Jags to win, but I'll tell you what, I really want Houston to win that division. And because of that, I'm going to be rooting for the Titans in this game.
I understand.
No hate for the Jags. I like y'all, but man, Texans have kind of stolen my heart this year.
I like the Texans, but like I've been talking about since last year, that the Jaguars are going to win this division. I want the Jaguars to win the division.
Yeah,
I'm going for the Jags over Titans. I do like Will Levis. I do like Derrick Henry. I like Hopkins. I like what they have over there. I know they need more to actually build towards the future. And if they're sitting Will Levis, which I'm not sure why they're sitting him, I know he has had a handful of injuries that kind of came on later in the season. But I need the Jaguars to get this dub. They need to show to themselves, not to anybody else, prove to themselves that they belong. And this game, they need to prove that.
And it's one they should win. Next up, we're going to have Jets versus Patriots. So this is actually a pretty funny one because this game really makes no matter of nothing. I don't really think for either team. Bill Belichick's out on his way out. Jets are dealing whatever the heck they're dealing with. There's no telling. People are saying that Salah's job is saved because of Rodgers not playing, but I personally don't know. And I was on the side of him being a pretty good coach in what he's done, but this year has just been disgusting, to say the least. But on the other side of things, if Bill Belichick loses this game, it'll make him the all-time losingest coach in the NFL. Now, it's because he's coached for like 30 years, so I mean, but it's still funny. Does he go? Who wins this game, man?
That is a very good question. I would. I don't even know how to say this, man. Like watching the Jets last week, they were competitive to a point. You know what I'm saying? They were slightly
Hmm.
competitive, but I mean, with the Patriots have looked just as bad. But on the offense as well, both teams' defenses are decent
Are good.
defenses.
This could be a
So
boring game, bro. This
it's,
game
it's this is gonna.
might be 6-3. It
I was
might
gonna
be
say this
six to
game could
three.
easily be a field goal fest, and I'm. You know what's funny is I'm going to go for the Patriots and say the Patriots win.
I'm just gonna go with the Jets because we got to get that coin flip thing for next season. We got to get the coin flip. I'll go
Oh yeah,
Jets. Next up, we're gonna go at the NFC South as the battle for the division is still there. The winner of the division will make it to the playoffs, while the loser, there is no chance.
yeah.
Falcons and Saints at 12 o'clock in New Orleans at the Caesar Superdome. They lost to the Falcons once, and the Falcons have looked really bad in recent weeks. And the Saints have looked much better in recent weeks, despite the bad play calling against the Rams, but they did have good moments as well, and the poor defense against the Rams. So we're going to erase that one. But the Saints have been looking better. They've been playing a lot better. Last week was a good one, winning against the Bucs and a must-win to keep themselves in contention. I say the Saints get it this week.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. Derek Carr's been playing a lot better. Last game, the team that showed up last game, if they can just kind of figure out what was different in that game, it was so much better than they played as a collective on offense and defense. Because as the NFL turned, none of us picked them to win because we expected Tampa Bay to come in there and put in work like they had been doing the previous week. But the fact that they came out and did that to them, that team needs to show up. Whoever that team was, whoever called those plays, need to show up. I don't think it was
I'll
Carmichael.
tell you what. I don't think it was Carmichael either. I'll tell you what. One thing I will say that I really appreciated with last game is that there was a lot of first. It was the first opening drive touchdown for the Saints all season. I'm telling you, that's crazy as a Saints fan, especially during the Breeze era and, really starting his fandom and at that age, for us to only have one first possession drive for a touchdown, it blows my mind, but we got it. So I'm glad we did that. Also, shout out Alante Taylor getting his first interception of his NFL career. So big shout out to him after having a couple bad weeks, getting sent to the bench, coming back out, balling out. And then Abram, the guy that everybody just forgot about, came in at safety for Marcus May, who's been hurt, and he ran it up. He led that team on defense, being a young buck, doing his thing. He had an interception himself. He was calling out plays to his DBs and the other fellow cornerbacks, telling him, like, no, you go inside, I'll get outside on this one, or vice versa. He was a difference maker. So that was fun to watch as well. So give me Saints. Now, this is where it gets interesting, because in order for the Saints to make it, they need some help from the Carolina Panthers. They need the Panthers to beat the Bucs. The Bucs win, they're in. The Bucs lose, and the Saints win, they take it. Who do you got? I mean, should be easy, but
I will say after the recent game the Panthers had, I'm not even sure is Bryce Young going to play this game, because the hit that he took last game was a big hit, a very big hit, and he didn't look like he was ready to do anything but just go and lay down. I expect Tampa to win this game, especially after what happened last week, to be honest. So I'd be surprised. I'll be very, very surprised if Tampa throws up another goose egg. So,
Well, look here. This is the way I look at it, right? Carolina, their owner, man, he makes me not want to root for them to win as much as I need them to win. Dude threw a drink at Jaguar fans. I don't know if you saw that. Absolutely ridiculous. That. It was like, it wasn't a full drink, but it had like ice in. He chucks it out the window. I don't know if he was directing towards fans, if he thought the glass was closed or what, but still, you're an owner of an NFL team. You have to be better than that. That's a shame.
That's tacky.
But you know what? Andy Dalton will be the one starting if Bryce Young is in fact out, which I think he should be. Don't rush back a rookie quarterback. And look, Andy Dalton, we had a lot of Saints fans that said a lot of bad things about you, but we also had a lot of Saints fans that said a lot of nice things about you. Please think about all the nice things when you go and go and play the Buccaneers this weekend. Okay.
Funny.
Give me Panthers. Next up, Bears, Packers. Bears have been playing good.
Yeah.
And the Packers have also been playing pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how their playoff seeding will look depending on this for the Packers. I'm assuming they're going to want to win at all costs. I mean, you want to go ahead and be above 500 with the first full starting season for Jordan Love. One stat that they are already starting to fuel the fire for this game is Jordan Love has already had a better quarterback season than any former Bears quarterback in the history, the 104 years of their existence. That. He's had more yards and more touchdowns and in 16 games, not the 17th, because the 17th hasn't came up yet. You know what, dude? I want Justin Fields to go crazy. I want to see his progression because I want him to make the Bears have a difficult decision when it comes to the draft this year on whether they grab another quarterback or if they stick with them. And I think a lot of teams would like to see Justin Fields go and ball out too and make, their options in the quarterback market be interesting as well. So go Bears.
Yeah, I do agree. Jordan Love has actually looked a lot better the last couple of games. I appreciate how much better he has changed and matured in just the last 4 games. He's looked a lot different. And then with Fields, yes, he's looked better. He's definitely looked better. I do hope they get their run game together. If they're going to keep him, get their run game together so it's not just him. Yes, have him have design runs, but not just him most of the time. In this game, I think, what you're saying about if the Bears win, it makes it interesting conversation because, we know they're getting 2 draft picks.
I want to see the drama.
They're getting 2 draft picks, you know what I'm saying, no matter what, in the first round. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens. Very interesting. But I do believe Green Bay is going to win this game.
All right. I'm not against you.
Yeah.
Let's go to your Raiders, man. Broncos, Raiders in Las Vegas. Raiders coming off of a 3-point loss. Tough one. It was a tough one. We talked a little bit before we got on recording just how Raiders fans are kind of going crazy and jumping the bandwagon like the wagon just got built. Y'all already trying to hop off. It's relax. And then you got all the other issues with the Broncos, with their coaching, how Sean Payton probably needs to be held accountable to some of his actions. And not just him, but even the ownership needs to be held accountable for trying to take away parts of their agreements with their players, saying, about injuries, and if you get injured, you got to take this away. Like, ridiculous. Pay your players. You wrote that contract. If you would have got money from them, you wouldn't be like, oh, we'll give it to you back. So why are you doing it opposite? Come on now, be better. Man, Raiders all day just because I'm pissed off at the Broncos in that organization right now.
I mean, I think I would pick Raiders regardless with this game, but
I think Raiders are a better team as well.
The fact that y'all are doing Russell Wilson the way you're doing him, and I'm not even a fan of Russell Wilson like that, but the fact that you're doing him the way you're doing him is so disrespectful, and it's what Josh McDaniels did to Derek Carr by sitting him to save him so he won't get injured, so they can shop him off. Here's the funny thing about this that ties these two teams together. When they did it for Carr, who was the backup? Jarrett Stidham. When they do it for Russell Wilson, who's the backup? Jarrett Stidham. I feel sorry for Jarrett Stidham.
I feel bad. Yeah, anytime he joins any team, the quarterbacks can be like, nah, get him out of my locker room, bro. I know what happens when he's here.
He's got to go.
Oh, man.
And now he has to face the team he replaced the quarterback for at the end of the season, just like it's like this. Don't
you can't write it better.
This soap opera should not be happening this way. It sucks that Denver is doing what they're doing. It's very frustrating to see that because they don't care about the wins, they care about the money, and it's like it just proves Walmart. That's what they do. They don't care about their customers; they care about their bottom line. I'm going with the Raiders, man.
Damn Walmart, bro. What happened to rollback prices?
Man, what happened?
Eagles, Giants. Man, for Eagles fans, I'm apologizing for you on the behalf of the Eagles. I mean, there's no reason they should have lost last week. And what I've heard, like, I didn't get to watch the game, but the things that I've heard about it, I'm just like in disbelief.
Man.
They're gonna face the Giants here. I want to say Eagles are gonna win, but I'll tell you what, they have not they have not gotten their heads out of their asses yet. You know, they haven't made the change that needs to do. I know it's late in the season. You don't want to make huge adjustments, but whenever average football knowers, you know, like me and Nine, like we don't know everything, but we know a little bit, and we can tell exactly what the problem is whenever we watch their games and where they're making mistakes and that they're not correcting them. That's when it's frustrating as a fan. And I mean, Eagles should win. I'm gonna say Eagles, but boy,
The fact that the last time they played the Giants played them very close.
Yep.
That and it was scary. You go play the Cardinals put it on you. And they shouldn't have. That defense, there's an issue with the defense. That defense is suffering. It is malnutritious. It's like it's not in good shape. I don't know what happened from last year to this year. I don't know what took place, but your defense is one of your biggest issues. Your play calling is your second biggest issues.
Yeah, I feel like they had a meeting with Pete Carmichael from the Saints. Like I because I haven't seen anything that bland except for when I watch my own team play. Like it's crazy. It's crazy, man.
I want to say I want to say
so
the Eagles
skill.
so much. Like I want to say the Eagles win this game. I want to say that, but this feels like this is another coin flip where it's like who shows up.
Yeah,
like Eagles fans, y'all want Jason Kelce to retire that quick? Like he's already talked about it. We already know that. I think if he won Super Bowl this year, he's out. Now with the way this team is going backwards, he may be out regardless.
Yeah, crazy. I'm just gonna move to the next one. Seahawks, Cardinals. Give me Seahawks, man. Give me Seahawks. I've been liking what they're doing. Cardinals, I just have no faith in, regardless of what's going on. I know they beat the Eagles last week, but they're just not a team that I feel like I would pick against most teams, especially at this point in the season. To be honest, I'm surprised they're trying to win games. I mean, because it surely seemed like they weren't going to try and win any more games after the back and forth with Kyler Murray and all that stuff. So give me Seahawks.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely hear what you're saying. I agree with you. I think it's interesting how Cardinals played this last game like they had something to prove. It's like the only thing you need to prove was that your draft pick was waiting for you. That's the only thing you need to prove. But now you're trying to win games in the season, and I know that that's their job to play NFL to play in the NFL and try to.
I hate the idea of losing on purpose. So I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
But it's like you came out and basically said you're playing to lose, and then you start winning right at the end. Make that make sense. Like stick with your guns if you're gonna do that.
I don't get that. And I'm not saying don't try. Still try. But now you're like really trying really hard. like the season just started and you have a chance. So I mean, if the same Cardinals wake up that's on the 7th, the morning of the 7th, and play the way they played the Eagles, Cardinals are going to win by like 2 touchdowns. But like you said, the faith in that team is just not strong. It's not strong. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna ride with Geno and the Seahawks. They need it. They need it for themselves. I'm gonna go with the Seahawks, man.
I like it. Next up, Chiefs and Chargers. Chiefs finally getting a win. Wasn't a pretty one. It did look better at the end, though. The defense looked really good. Got a lot of pressure on Jake Browning. My boy was sacked I think it was 5 times within the last possession of the game. Unbelievable work by them. Offense still not clicking, though. Outside of Pacheco, there is still something missing. You see Travis Kelce yelling on the sidelines. He had a pass that was thrown a little bit behind him, but he should have caught it. And he goes out and starts complaining. Oh, it's behind me. It's behind me. You're an NFL player. You've been in this for a long time, Kelce. Put your pride aside, dude, and be like, well, you put your hands on the ball. It might not have been a perfect pass, but they ain't all gonna be perfect. You should have caught that. You're a pro. You're a probable Hall of Famer. You're an All Pro. You know all of this. You got to make that catch. Chiefs should win this one, and it's going to give them some momentum going into the playoffs. And we're going to have to hear Chiefs Kingdom talk about how great they are. And, hopefully, they're going to hopefully get some help from the refs to keep pushing them forward. But I'm still believing this is a slow collapse of the Chiefs, that they're going to have a little bit of hill to climb back up after the end of the season. Chiefs win, but I'm not happy with what they're putting out.
the best aspect right now of the Chiefs offense is Isaiah Pacheco and what's the Justin, I forgot his last name, but number 84, the
Yeah,
receiver.
Justin Watson.
Justin Watson. They're the best aspect of the offense. It's not even Mahomes, it's not even Kelsey anymore. Mahomes is still a threat at times, but he whines way too much, and it's sickening, to be honest. You're too old, you're too grown of a man to be doing what you're doing. Last game I watched most of that game. Chiefs got lucky. Chris Johnson was offsides multiple times and they didn't call it. His head was literally over the ball multiple times. They didn't call it. And I'm like, they shouldn't have won that game. And it just frustrates me because they should have lost. I know they should have lost. Because I just am sick and tired of their BSing. I'm going with the Chargers. And the Chargers go out on top. Go out on top. You have a future, you have a bright future to look forward to. You got rid of the biggest part of your team. Now just go on top because some of y'all might not be there next year because that y'all over the pay.
Yeah,
y'all over the pay.
true.
So go out with a win. Eckler, do something dangerous.
Hey, please, for the love of God. Yeah, and dude, I like what you said about Mahomes and stuff, but it's like for you, it comes from a little place of hate because you just don't like the Chiefs because you're a Raiders fan. But in general, it's like let your play do the talking. You are so talented. You are very talented. Kelsey's very talented. Don't go whining. Don't go do that. Just be better because you are better than most people in the NFL, like at your position. Just go out there and be better. I mean, that's what y'all need.
Because to be honest, I still figured even if we won against the Colts, they would probably end up winning the last game, and we had to win both. They had to lose both, and I didn't think that was going to happen. But I was hoping we win just to give them that much more stress. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just you just want to stress them out, huh?
Because I think the biggest part of their downfall right now, why they're playing so bad, is because the coach right now who calls play calling, he wasn't the coach I was initially calling play calling before. Eric Bieniemy was the guy, and we see that there's a difference there. Not saying that Washington is that great, but the fact that he's gone and Chiefs is having an issue, we know who the brains behind that madness was.
Oh yeah, I think that's a big shout out to Eric Bieniemy, and no diss towards Andy Reid because he's also a very brilliant-minded offensive person. But Bieniemy didn't get enough credit. That's why he didn't get a head coaching job straight out because they were like, "Oh yeah, but were you really doing it?" No, he was a big factor. That'll bring us into our next one, which will be Rams and Niners. Niners, I believe, can they still sit? I think they can.
Yeah. I think they're clinched, right?
They're clinched. They're clinched, so they can sit. But we know the Niners are good because of their depth and their all-around great team, while the Rams are trying to get this big win against this tough opponent in the Niners. Rams have been looking fairly good. Niners have just been dominant. You know what I'm saying? They're doing their thing. But what the Rams have been putting out has been so exciting to watch with Puka Nacua, with Cooper Kupp, with Kyren Williams, Stafford looking healthy. It's actually been really fun football.
Yes.
I'd like to see the Niners go out and win and finish up their record at 13-4. But don't sleep on them Rams.
Yeah, definitely can't sleep on the Rams, especially like you were saying before about the Ravens and a few other teams that might be sitting. If the Niners sit Purdy and McCaffrey and Debo and Ayuk, if they sit the main guys, I don't know how many points they'll be able to put up. I know they have some decent backups on offense. Their true depth is on the defensive side of the ball. So as far as the offensive side, I don't know how. Sam Darnold actually played really well against the Ravens 2 weeks ago. He played really well. He actually almost won the game. If he actually looks to the left and see Ayuk wide open on the end, the last play, he wins the game. Yeah. So or at least give him a chance to get close. But if they sit down too many players, I just can't see how they'll be able just to fully they'll probably be able to stop them still if the defense don't sit, but they won't be able to score as much.
Right.
And with Puka's been playing well, and Kyren Williams has been looking great.
Oh, he's so phenomenal. Good. He's phenomenal. Yeah. 228 carries, 1,144 yards, 12 touchdowns. He didn't even play the whole season.
Yeah. So if Niners sit, I'm going Rams. If Niners don't sit, I think Niners put it to them just to start the season, the playoffs early.
I like it. Cowboys Commanders. I don't even want to talk about it. Give me Cowboys. I'm seeing that the Commanders are thinking about drafting a quarterback instead of keeping Sam Howell, which I thought was okay. Y'all have a lot other problem areas that y'all need to fix other than a quarterback that is running for his dear life every single possession.
I mean, this is the same team week 7 decided to give out like 3 or 4 defensive players because they thought they weren't going to do
for chump change,
like,
bro.
Like that's this your season is because your management and your coaching staff are not good, and you need to wipe the slate clean, start over, use these players as a starting board, and
How long have we been
build
saying that
something
about
better.
Washington?
Man,
Since existence almost.
yeah, probably, especially with the Commander's name behind it. Let's go. I'm going with the Cowboys, man.
Yeah. Last one up, 7:20 Sunday night, Dolphins, Bills. You know, we try to look and see what the standard around this game will be. Like what will the outcome depend on who wins, who loses. It looks like Bills have just about wrapped up their spot in playoffs, which is very good for them because there was a moment where a lot of people thought they were going to miss, including us, but they have kind of came forward and playing some good football. Dolphins have had some really good games, have had some upsetting games, but this one's going to be a real test. This is going to be a fun one. I hope they're both coming out there playing their best, and let's get some good football to close out the season.
Yeah, some good football.
It's in Miami, man. Look, hot under the sun, bro. Give me the Dolphins.
Here's the thing. It is in Miami, but it'll be 69 degrees. Also, Tyreek Hill had some injury issues this last game. Waddle was not available, was injured the game before.
Oh.
I
missed some of that. I saw Mostert was out. I didn't know about Waddle and Tyreek.
Yeah, because Tyreek got injured 3 weeks ago. He got injured.
Yes, yes, I knew that, but I thought he came back. Oh,
he came back, and so he came back that same game, but he was injured. He was not himself because that's when Waddle blew up that game and the game after. But then Waddle got injured, so now that Waddle, so it'll be interesting to see because Waddle is still technically questionable, and even Tua is considered questionable, but it'll be interesting to see what happens in this game. Who's going to sit in because right now they're both teams I think both have technically clinched the wild card in their playoff berth. So they could sit out a bunch of people and it'd be just like, okay, it'd be
whatever it is. It is what it is.
A crap fest. But
yeah,
but I mean, I hope it's a competitive game for the last game of the season. And because it is in Miami, Miami might pull it out. But if they have too many actual injury issues, Buffalo can pull this stuff out, man. I don't know who their backup is if they choose to sit Allen, but
so this is actually interesting. So I'm looking at it right now. So as far as the conference goes, or as far as their division goes right now, Buffalo were to win, they have a tied record, both sitting at 11-6. They will have the same home record, the same away record, the same divisional record, and the same conference record. So then I don't know what it goes into next. I believe it goes into point differential. And so if it goes into point differential, the Bills take the division.
Really? That's interesting. That is okay. So Bills, you need to play your players.
Nah, son, give me Bills. No, okay, I'm changing my mind. No. Hey, look, they've been hearing that talk. Even with Stephon Diggs not getting the ball, not doing crap, it don't matter. They going out there winning this game, bro. Let that happen. I want to see that craziness. That'd be insane.
That's
this is gonna be a fun one. This is gonna be a fun one.
And understand that. Yeah, they do have pretty much the same.
And I hope I'm not wrong. I am not like 100% sure on how all that works, but I'm pretty sure it goes division record, then conference, then it goes home games, and then away, and then I think it goes point differential. I think that's what it is. So
would strength of schedule come in there play anywhere?
I don't know. I'm not sure. That's a good question too. I don't know. Someone in the comments, maybe y'all know
if
better.
If you made this far and you have an answer to this question, let us know. What would be what would different
technicalities
between the two teams if Miami loses? If Miami loses, they're pretty much the same. They're identical, everything. Win, loss, percentage, division record, conference. Yeah, let us know. That's interesting. Let's go Bills. Let's go Bills.
Let's go Bills. Let's make it fun. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all. Love you guys. Make sure y'all check us out during our live streams. We will have a great podcast coming at y'all next Wednesday where we'll do all of our breakdown predictions for the playoffs once that's all finally sealed and set in place. And we will catch y'all then. Cheers.
Yeah. Peace out. We might do something.